Okay, welcome to the Wednesday command training. Working from home today, so enjoy the background. Here we are working on designs, Facebook business page, and campaigns. So we're at the command dashboard right now. I'm going to show you a couple of resources. Let's go ahead and start at kwcentral.com. It's our new website. Just go kwcentral.com. Right up there will take you here. I want to take your attention to agent resources. We'll go down to tech support and training, which is relevant to what we're talking about today. Keep in mind, you can always email me, john@kw.com. There's my phone number. You can click here to schedule an appointment with me if you need some kind of tech training or help. Just click that to the Calendly app, click date, select the time that works best for you. I want to also take a second to point out KW Answers. Just put in the topic that you're looking for, and you'll be able to find lots of resources on anything that you're kind of looking for command related. And these articles are pretty well done, put together, with lots of helpful extra links and highlights. You know, just take a look at the sidebar here. If you're kind of dialing in a particular topic, it's a way to get in. Relevant to today, the KW logos. This is if you would like to download fresh copy of logos. Just scroll down and look for the search box, put in 832 and download the logos there. They'll be zipped. You'll have to extract them. And then you can find all the logos and put them onto one folder, which is definitely a lot easier than just looking at the, I think there's like 5 or 6 folders that they arrive in, and take some of the stress out of it. Alternatively, you can go to the logos up here. Might be a little bit easier. So some of these are transparent backgrounds, so I have them so they kind of light up. You can see what they look like on a contrast background. If you happen to like this particular one with the red background, you would copy and paste it into your design. If you want to keep the background transparent, instead you would right click and go save image as, and then you would have the original. And you can upload that to whatever design you're working with. You can fill in the transparency in the background. So a couple of ways to get to the logos. Keep in mind when you're downloading things, definitely avoid saving them to your desktop. You can do that temporarily, but the more things you save to your desktop, the more, first of all, your desktop will get really messy, but it can also just affect performance a little bit. So I recommend creating a folder. If you like having something on your desktop, make a shortcut on your desktop to it, and it'll just kind of help keep things clean and tidy and your computer running more properly. Take a look, just make sure I didn't miss anything here. That's all we really need relevant to today, I guess, but make sure you're aware of all these resources. And again, you can always reach out if you need some help with something. So let's move into designs first. So command log in agent.kw.com. This is the home page. If you click the little red square, it'll bring up a bunch of different, the applets. We're going to learn about designs first. Then we're into the designs section of command. You'll notice here I have a bunch of different things I've either been, filling with or stuff that I've saved for different reasons. You'll note that there's 2 distinct different kinds of ones. They're all different templates, but you'll see the one here that's blue little @ sign. This is a template for an email campaign. These are just either PDFs or just templates from designs in general. I'll take your attention to that because if you're going to do an email campaign, you want to make sure that you're definitely using this kind of a template, because it'll be the only one that you can easily find when you're trying to bring one in from designs. You can find a way to bring in other things to that, but you'll pretty much have to open this template and put that onto it. So I'd say if you're starting fresh, start with this so that when it comes time to use it, you can find it really easily and with very little frustration. Let's see here. So again, these are the templates that you have worked on. If you're looking to find some templates that are fresh or see what's out there, we can go about that two different ways. So if you go to create, this will be targeted, so to speak. It'll be, a video, which I'll show you that in a second. It's pretty neat. But if you're going to make an email or a social post or a print, it kind of dials that in for you so you can move a little bit more quickly. I'll take your attention to this video one, which is a really quick way to just make something kind of cool. Let's go to neighborhood. Oh, am I not sharing the screen? I am. Okay. So we'll go here to neighborhood. And it should bring a little drop down, select the one that you're looking for, hit next. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So you can, it should preload some of the stuff, but you can dial it in if you feel like it's not quite accurate, or if you want to just kind of customize it some features you can add your own here. Look for one, dog lovers. Oh, max 3. I'll pick that, and you'll see where that pops up in a second. Agent information, make sure it's branded to you. That should all be coming from your marketing profile. We know that about earlier in the week. Same thing as DBA logo. You can update it here if you want, but it'll draw straight from your marketing profile. Same with the rest of the stuff. So it should be all set to go if you've done all those steps. We'll click next, and it's going to upload something. And I'll just let that play and show you just how quickly you can make something that's kind of neat that you can share with very little effort. Here we go. So there you go. That's a pretty cool little, media you can provide, and you can see on the screen all the different parts that you can modify in the dog lover. They're right here in your branding profile and stuff goes to that. So you can just save that somewhere and use it. Put it on Facebook, share it somewhere. So that's one of the really quick things to do. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more template action, we're going to go to import design. And that's going to take us into this designs that we're going to learn a little bit more thoroughly about today. Now, this is going to be where you find all of the different varieties of designs by category. You can import your own PDF files if there's something that you really want to work with and modify. You can do it that way. It'll try to sort of make it so that you can move around different squares and everything like you expect, rather than just a picture that you can only kind of mark up. So you can try that here. But let's talk about templates. So you can start from blank if you want. I recommend going over here to go to templates, or if you're looking for something over here, you can try that. So like, you can type in something like letterhead. And let's just back that up. There we go. So, keep it general, and you can find different templates that way. So if you have an idea of something that you're looking for, and you know that, a good idea what the keyword might be, you can try it that way. We can also go to templates. And this is a little bit more kind of rifling through things. Came up with some case code stuff. Look at that. So if you're looking for something, maybe in listings, just search by category here. I'm going to show you all the different templates having to do with that topic. And you see the little thinking button down here. So keep scrolling down if you haven't found what you like. You keep seeing that. There's more to come. You can see what's coming around. So let's take a look at a couple of things I wanted to highlight in here. Listing presentation. So if you're trying to kind of step up your game on your listing presentation, make it a little flashier, add a little tech to it, you can pick from one of these templates. So let's go click use on that. I'll show you again. Let's load it up. You can see there's 29 pages here of listing presentation. Click that. Let's skip that for now. You can see all the different pages that they're providing, and it comes with its own instructions. So you should read the instructions. It's pretty much going to tell you how to fill out all the different fields here. And you just customize it to what works for you. You're going to sit down to a listing presentation. That's a strategy that you'll have to come up with, or maybe with a coach. But the cool thing with this is that you can share in a variety of ways. You can print it out and share it in a more traditional way if you wanted to do it like that. Put it in a folder and still look pretty flashy. That's maybe not a bad way to go about it. You can also here and click share the project. So you're sharing the whole thing. So otherwise, if you did the design, you would only be sharing just the page that you're on. So the project. Grab this link, Control C to copy, just like we learned about earlier in the week. Now you've got this link. You can pop it in there. Open it up. You've got this listing presentation you've been working on. The exact one you've been working on. You can flip through it. This is actually something you can text. People can flip through it on their phone, or you can have it on your phone so you can flip through it, or on a tablet, or on a computer screen, just like we're doing now. So if you wanted to do a listing presentation like this, you could flip through it and look really nice and kind of flip it. If you've got a touch screen, you can just kind of move your finger and swipe and move over that way. It's just a flashy way to kind of share what you're up to. I definitely wanted to point that out because it's sort of an advantage. Let's go back here. You can see the different. You can do this with anything that's in a design. You can go share, save the URL, share it that way, and view it that way. So let's look at what that can let us do. So if you want to do something like a neighborhood snap, this is something I think that is a little bit overlooked, but can be really helpful. I think some people shy away from this because the stats aren't necessarily what they think are realistic, but you can change those really easily to something that you think is, and it still preloads up a lot of really useful stuff. So let's pick this one here. And if you were with me earlier in the week, the command log in, we talked about contacts and adding neighborhoods to people. So while that loads, I'll load this up. We'll go to contacts and command. And here we go, we'll click me. And I've got a few neighborhoods associated with me. They're loading up right there. And it looks like I've got one in Hawaii because, well, why not? Think big, right? So let's look at that right there. I can highlight it and see if that's something that I can use that way. So we're here, we're in the neighborhood snap. I'm going to go to AWLS. And I want to go to snapshots, neighborhood name, drop that right in there. Hit enter, and there we go. So if you know the name of your neighborhood, you can pick that one. What it's going to do is it's going to load up a few different templates for you depending on the one you have. So I have this one that's oriented picture over here, this map in the middle, this thing off to the right. And this has got a few different versions of neighborhood snap. So you're going to want to pick the one that looks like it's going to fit in there the nicest. So I'll pick this one. That's the one that slides in. And you can delete the one below it if you want. Can't, it's up to you. resize it to overlay it. And if you agree with all those stats, then, you know, you're pretty much well on your way. All you gotta do is change this to whatever neighborhood it is. I still have mine on the clipboard, Control V, nice and quick. And just like that, I've got something that I can present to people. A cool little picture of happy young children jumping out of bed. You're good to go. Now, if you feel like these stats aren't quite what you're looking for, there are things that you can do to change that. So we put elements here. Let's take a look. So pretty much what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to use what I jokingly refer to as quote unquote blackout. So we're just going to make like a black square and overlay it. But I always seem to kind of lose where we draw the squares. So bear with me just for a second here. Here we go, drawing square. You just got to click out of the box. So you can just draw a square. Whatever you like. Let's see, that looks about right. That's not quite the right size. But you can always move that around. So I'll move it small, bye bye that. That one's gigantic. Okay. This, and you'll notice it's not quite the right color yet, but we're going to fix all. Here we go. Let's cover that up. Just like that. We'll keep the average listing price there because why do work twice if we don't need to? So Control C, have that selected, click out, Control V. Now I got that, right? So let's cover those up. And now we are going to change the color. Let's go here. Fill color. We're going to make that completely black, or if it's on a background that's not black, you can click that little eyedropper there. Grab that. Apply it, and now that will be there. Do the same thing here. Fill color, eyedropper, select the background, apply it. Now all that stuff's blacked out. Let's add a little bit of text, a little body text here. And we're going to make sure that the fill color is white because we're putting on a black background. Okay, nice and big. Now you can make this whatever text you think is most accurate. Put that in there. And you can move it around so that it's kind of dialed in. There we go. To do that, and then if you want to keep the same font size, same font color, same everything, select that. Hit Control C for copy, Control V for paste. Move that exactly where you want it, and then you can double click into that box and change this to whatever it is that you want. And this way, it'll be a little bit more accurate to what you want. Now, if you wanted to keep that font, you can take a look at this. That's what Roboto. So you can go here and just change that to the same thing, Roboto. And it's very staying consistent so that your marketing material looks nice and everything. Roboto, medium. We'll do the same one here. Roboto, medium. And just like that, you got something that looks pretty good. You know, it's got a map view of the thing, the active listings down here that all loads up with the information that you popped in, and KWS over here. You can modify all this stuff, and you've got this thing. You can print it out. You can download it as a PDF for printing if you want, or you can download it as a JPEG or a PNG if you want to attach it to an email, or insert it into an email, I should say, because you can't really insert a PDF directly into an email without a lot of fuss. So you can do it that way, or if you were going to maybe walk around, you know, this particular neighborhood, you can do what we were talking about before. Now, this is a one-page one, so it doesn't really need to do the, you know, the project or the design. Either one will work. in this case, so you can Control C for copy, Control V to paste it. And now it's not there, and I'll tell you exactly why I made a classic mistake. It's definitely something we need to highlight. So saving, the reason it didn't work is because it technically doesn't exist yet. It's just this thing that I've been working on, but I didn't actually save it. Even though this says autosave, this is a great example of how that doesn't really work. So make sure you go File, Save. Every time you make a change, you'll need to do that, or you'll always be looking at whatever it was before you did that. So let's go back over here. We'll replace this. That in there. Now it's in. So that's the only thing you really need to do. If you did it the other way, let's see what happens. Go to the project, grab that, copy it, put it in here, paste it. And you see something that's, oh, look at that. You can see something on the back. It's got a back side. This whole time, I never knew there was a page 2 on this. There's a page 2. You can modify that as well. So if you're going to print this out, you can customize that, put in your picture, put in your name and everything. And now if you share the project, someone can flip back and forth. There's the red snap, there's the information. You can print it out on the front and back and have it that way. It's even better than I thought. So that's just a, if you want to be able to use this walking around, the best thing that you can do for it is grab that link, Control C, put it into an email and email it to yourself. And then you can copy it on your phone, hold your finger down until copy comes up, select copy, and you can drop it into a text message that way. And you can text it to whoever you're talking to, or you can just quickly tap it and it'll take you in. And you can just have it on the quick draw. This is, where I am, this is what I'm doing. It's just a really easy way to kind of share all these things from designs and all these preloaded designs that are already KW branded, that are already set up to have KW, logos on them and everything. Go back. Once you have something saved like that, you can come back and use it over and over and over again. Close that up. We'll go to designs here. And we'll see here, this is exactly the 2 things that I've been looking on. So now this is sort of my workspace. I've been working on this thing. So if you create an email that you really like, it fits really well, it looks really nice, it's perfectly centered, it's, formatted exactly the way you want it to be. And you just want to sort of update the date or the names on it, or just change a thing or 2 on it and send it out again. You have it saved here. Click in, modify what you need, save it. Next time you need it, it's exactly what you want it to be. You don't have to go back into designs, reformat everything. So you can do all that work on the front end and just tweak it a little bit every time that you need it. Okay, so this is how you kind of find your designs again. If we go back over here, it'll load up and you can see all the different templates, or you can see all the designs you've been working on in here as well, and click through if you're just kind of, working in there like that. So let's take a look at a couple of more templates before we move on. Buyer has a lot of the same thing: presentation, the input snaps, lead generation. It's all organized by category. So if you're using your app, which is becoming more and more powerful, there's this, different ways that you can kind of promote it. If you want someone to download it, you can work this way with it and send them a link, and they can click that. Let's see here, what else is kind of neat? Business basics. Definitely worth taking a look at this. If you want to do business cards, you can make a virtual one this way. Fill it all out, save it, save that URL. You can just share your business card by sharing that share button that we've been talking about. Email signatures here. You want a fancy email signature for your, emails. Just remember that if you save this, save it as a JPEG or PNG, not a PDF. You'll have trouble trying to load a PDF into a lot of email programs. Simple letterheads, social branding. A lot of the stuff is pretty handy. If you, do it one time, make it exactly the way that you want it, just tweak it, keep using it. Holidays, take a look here. There you go, lots of November themed holidays. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh, collections. Before we leave, you can say new design. So if you're in designs a lot and you feel like you want to know exactly what they've added in recently, you can go to new designs and see what's going on here. All right, so let's back out of this. Let's go back to the home and command. And we're going to talk about briefly making a Facebook business page. Bring it up on the side over here. All right. So this is my sort of training page. I'll put up here just pretty much for tech training class that we're doing here. To make a page, one over here, I think you just go to pages, create new page, and follow the prompts. I could take you through this, but it's very simple. And I don't need to have a whole bunch of different pages, just kind of create it for the fun of it. So just fill in the blanks, page name, what category are you in, something like real estate, agent, the description is exactly what you want, and then you're going to click create, and then you're just going to follow all the different steps to customize that page. So we're going to go here, you'll end up somewhere a lot like this. And you're going to want to edit this photo here, choose from photos on your, on your computer, make sure your photo here is what you want. You're going to want to click this and take a look at all the different options that you have. Go over here to more, edit tabs, make sure the tabs are arranged how you want, turned on and off, or on and off the different ones that you want. Just set this all up. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on Facebook business page. I think it has a little bit more to do with strategy than tech flow. I think the tech flow is pretty user friendly. You can always come and find me if you're having trouble with something though, and I'm happy to help you. But just click around, find all the different options, and get everything set up exactly the way you want it. Take a look at, let's take a look here. Go back over here. Let's see if I can find it. Resources and tools. Here we are, insights. So bear with me on that one. It might be worth clicking and getting familiar with all of this. This is all of the sort of effectiveness of your page. Who's looking at it? Where are they from? It just helps you kind of manage how successful your posts have been when they were published. You can boost it if you wanted to, look into that. I would say if you're going to do a post, go through command, it'll be cheaper. And it'll be easier to keep track of. There's reporting functions in command that will help you analyze that stuff a lot like the insights here. So let's go on back here to my support page, and we're going to keep that open here so that we can see what's next, which is a little bit more about. So we'll go ahead and click that tab. While that's loading up, I want to just mention when you're on your page, make sure you, on your personal page where it says place of work, type in exactly the name of your page. If you do that, it'll become a clickable link that'll take you straight to your business page. So you say, name of your page is, real estate agent and your name, type it in that way, you'll get a little drop down option. They can click that and take them right here, which is pretty powerful. Something to note, people perceive that you are 3 times more busy doing whatever it is you're posting about than you actually are. It's just their perception. So when you post that you've sold a house, 2 times, people think that you've sold. many more than that, 3 times more than that. So posting a little bit goes a little bit farther than you think. Make sure that you have a phone number listed. I think the term that I keep hearing is quote unquote, don't be a secret agent. Make sure people can reach you. You have a phone number you're comfortable with people having access to, an email, and the same thing. If you're not comfortable with your personal line, you've got different choices to get a second line, or using Google Voice or something like that. And just make sure that you're available. So let's go over here to campaigns. And there's different kinds of campaigns that you can look into. So you've got the dashboard here. You can connect to different accounts. You can do that in your marketing profile as well. And it shows you the different things that you are connected to here. So right now, it's just the NCTD KW support page for me. Different training options down here. So if you're just kind of getting into it, this is something worth looking into. Helpful resources. So know that they're there. So you can go into paid ads. Again, if you go through here, it'll be a little bit more cost effective, and you'll have the different analytics, past 30 days, impressions, the different leads, how much you've spent. There'll be a breakdown of what it cost you per ad, per lead, per click. It breaks it down in a bunch of different ways so that you can see how effective anything is being. Email campaigns, we're going to look into that one soon. Direct mail, if you needed to set up something, you want to print it out, mail it out. And then social posts here, we're going to go through one of those today as well. Let's remember that if you are doing an email campaign, not to email out a campaign to more than 50 people, create a new campaign every time you have more than 50 people. For now, those are the limits. If you go more than that, it'll give you trouble. It'll say fail, and you'll have to find if you didn't get it, and you have to scoop them up and put them back up. It can be a little bit frustrating. So if you go into it knowing that you should only send out emails to about 50 people at a time, you'll have less frustration. If you're only sending to about 50 or 100 people, I think it's easiest to send an email campaign. If you're sending to much more than that, it might be worth your time to set up a smart plan. That's one step. That's an email smart plan. And you can put 500 people at a time on that smart plan. They'll get that email. And that's an easier way to kind of manage emailing out to a lot of people. Okay. So let's take a look here. We're going to create a campaign up here, top right. We're going to start with email campaign. And just pick your topic. We're going to go with attract buyers. Command email, because I'm not using MailChimp, and command email, I've got 5,000 free emails a month. It'll give you a little readout of how many you've used in that month. And if you need more, you can upgrade your account over there and pretty cost effectively get more emails to send out. You'll need a name. So let's go with this new one. This new one. Create campaign. Here we are. You're in the create campaign for an email campaign. This new one here. This is my account that's going to send back to. That's set up into connect accounts, command email in the marketing profile we talked about earlier in the week. Who you're going to send it to, you need to create a list of people to send to. So you can't just kind of type in names here. That could be a little misleading. So you're going to go over to create list, and you'll put in, the list name. Here's a list. And you're going to want to go by email. And let's type to search, or let's go to tags. So everyone who's been tagged, Agent KW Central, like we talked about, tagging, organize your people in the different lists. It'll bring up people like that. Select all, and you can confirm all the people that have been tagged that thing, and that will create a list of people. So now I have these different lists, the test list, some onboarding thing, test one. Here's the one that we just made. It's going to send out to everybody that I have on that list. You can add people to that list. I'm going to say send from, that's my name, comes from the marketing profile. Reply to email address is in the marketing profile. Subject is whatever you need it to be. And then content. So if you're doing it from here, you're going to want to select the design. And this is what I was talking about before. You're not going to find any of the PDFs or your business cards or You know, went into blank template and you designed this beautiful email, you're not going to find it here, and that can be frustrating. So let's say again, if you're intending to send an email, make sure that when you're in designs templates that you're choosing the email template. It'll show up right here, named whatever it is that you named it. You'll be able to pick it out and go from there. So let's go with test. And here it is. We have this test coming soon thing that I put together. Let's go on and go back out here because that's not typically what you would see. So let's go with take this design. Let's go to a new one. You can typically see something that's got a whole lot more going on. Here we go. Bunch of different boxes. If you were in designs, this is what you would encounter, or you can design it right here if you want to. And you can just add in the different pictures. You know, it's kind of got like an attractive layout for you to work with already. You need to have a legal footer that needs to have valid information to upload to it, or it won't save, you won't be able to use it. Once you've done all that stuff, you filled it out, you know, let's put in an image, click this little thing, click the image, edit, you know, you can flip it or move it. Let's see. Replace. Add images, you bring it from your computer. So let's take a look here. Let's go up. My drive, my stuff, pictures and logos, easy peasy. That's how I have it set up. And like I was talking about before, I got all my logos in one place here. I extracted them all, I put them all in one spot, so I can grab them if I want them. Exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one in. There it is. Let's replace that. And look, we'll have that just like that. Done. Get it easy. A little bit wonky, so maybe I want to modify that. Edit. You can crop it, or you can crop it. And then we'll just save that, you know, and if it's not quite working for you, well, then you can modify the pixels and bring in the one that fits properly. Or you can do it right here. What happens if we do it here? 350. So what happens if we make this 750? 300. See? Well, that's one way that you can kind of dial it in if you're having some trouble. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time clicking around on you, but you know, just be aware that you can dial this in a nice way. This is a little bit squished, and I think we kind of get the idea. But if you brought this into like a paint program or something and modify the pixels there first, you'd be able to dial that in just the way that you want it. But rarely do people need all of this stuff. So sometimes it's, you know, make sure you go through and you can just remove any of these things that you don't want, and then add in whatever it is that you do want, and then save it. And then again, like I was talking about before, in the future, you can just come right back, modify it a little bit, update the names, update the whatever it is, you know, change the picture, and you can send it right back out again. So, you know, just take that time the first time to kind of like make it something that you're really happy with, and then you can just use it again and again and again. Let's leave an exit. And you'll get a little preview over here of what's going on. You can preview the email this way, see what people would get when they open their inbox. You can see that it brands with your stuff. Down here, that was just a bunch of letters and numbers, but when you actually preview the email, it populates in from your marketing profile. So it's sort of a powerful way to kind of continue to do all those things. You can see what it would look like on a tablet or on a phone, because of the different views. X out of it when you're done with that. And once you're good with that, you can send it to that list right from here. I don't want to send it to everybody, so I'm going to back out. So we take a look at direct mail. It's not so different, you know, create campaign, direct mail, track buyers, whatever it's going to be, direct mail, create campaign. And here we are. So let's take a look at the content here. You can upload a design if you've got one, or you can select a template. You can enter the title and just fill in the blanks. Like here is a title. Here is a subtitle. Best description ever. Right? And you can see where it would be loading in over here. You're going to want a picture. Browse. Let's go back to all of this. I'll pick this one this time. Yeah, I'll like that one. Let's do it again. Oh, that's really big. It's a little better. And you can upload. Oh, can you upload a bunch of different ones? Let's see. No, that just changes what's up there. That's your agent photo, your first name, last name, all loads from the marketing profile, market center. That should all be from your marketing profile. Targeting, you know, if you want to enter an address, do it that way. Target database, add contacts. You know, so let's pick. Let's see, let's pick me. Okay. Well, oh, it's probably because I don't have addresses on those people. So make sure you have an address if you want to do it directly on the campaign. And again, once you do all of that stuff, you have this dialed in, you have the picture centered and perfect, and you wanted to see what it looked like. Let's maybe take a look at the back. You can change all of this stuff too. And send them directly on the campaign that way. So you'll just go to preview and payment. Make sure you have everything filled out, and it'll take you to the different prompts of what it might cost and everything. So that I can show you that. Yeah, okay, so sometimes that autofill doesn't actually count. Doesn't look like. So let's bring that over. And we'll confirm it. There it is, budget estimate. So I want to send it saying I want to send 200 of these, 60% per estimate. You know, so that's how you can kind of set that all up. And so if you go around and follow the prompts, and you can set up a campaign that way. Select campaigns, so I don't accidentally spend a bunch of money on something. Let's see what else we want to touch on today. I think that might be just about it for today. Again, you know, thanks for watching the video. If anybody wants to join me and ask questions, that kind of helps make these sessions a little bit more fun. But if you've got any questions, you can always reach out. Same information that I posted at the beginning of the video. I'll take you right back to it so you can see it. KBCentral.com, agent resources, tech support training, and you'll find anything you need to get in touch with me or different resources. All right, everybody, thanks for joining.